The Babbling Brook is not currently babbling, and neither am I. I keep lamenting about how overgrown my garden is, and this is the Poet's Corner in the parochial gardens, also unbelievably overgrown, like just. But a lovely subscriber commented, "We don't see it as overgrown, we just see it as romantic and beautiful." And it is. So the brook isn't babbling. Um, it's not the season, we've just come through the solstice and the eclipse and all that stuff. And today's supposed to be 24 degrees, but it's not. The skies are heavily chemtrailed, sorry to sound conspiratorial. But I've sat here for years now, and the most poignant memories I have are after my mother died in 1987, and I sat on the bench. Now the bench has been moved, cause I feel like I'm being moved around on a sort of probation, because the gardens have been beautifully tidied up. Let me just show you. Right, they've been beautifully landscaped and tidied up. There's Ruby being lazy, just sitting down and not doing her business. But the gardens have been beautifully tended. But the Poet's Corner seems to be the last bastion. And it's overgrown, like my back garden and like my field, like my acre, well, 3/4 of an acre, whatever it is now. All overgrown, but let's just rejoice. I can't believe that they tried to charge Irish people for water when it's 40 shades of green, because there's so much rain here, But yeah, I howled for I don't know how many days, just crying out no, no, no about my mother dying. She died at age 7, and she was not altogether innocent. There's 3 houses I see regularly, and the middle one, it was a very Irish story. If you were a milkman or a tradesman of any sort, you could come into inheritance. Like, there would be old people, widows or widowers with negligent nephews and nieces, and nobody would pay them any attention, and the milkman might just ask them daily, how are you doing, do you need anything, so on and so forth. And then they just might get signed over the property, So that happened with an in-law of my sister's. And my father got offered something like that beside our farm, but for all his faults, he didn't feel comfortable taking that bachelor to the solicitors to change a will. I had an uncle that was very good at doing that, Uncle Lionel, and I have a sister, Sharon, who's very good at sweeping up inheritances, but I don't know, if you've got any kind of a conscience, that's not the way to go. But this is just utterly beautiful. The only thing I don't like seeing, and it's not here, but it is over beyond where I was seated previously, is boholoins, ragwort, because my father was an expert at farmland poisons, and ragwort is definitely a farmland poison. So, I'm not babbling currently, nor is the brook, but I am doing a couple of interviews with American platforms this week. And, as much as I'd like to go underground, I don't want to sit on the truth. I don't. I've lost everything, I might as well tell the truth, So I don't want to say platitudes like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I want to thank the people that have supported me. Phew. And I want to pray protection over those people as well, because anybody that supports me gets grief, But I'm very fascinated. I want to get up my field so bad. I love Johnny Flood's The Butchers, and I asked for a farmer to harvest my 3/4 of an acre. Just take some hay or some silage or haylage, or like just go on ahead. I don't. It just there must be a tiny bit of a farmer in me, because I just don't want to strim 3/4 of an acre of land and throw the grass away. It just seems wrong, you know. So I think I have a farmer who's going to go in and just reap the harvest, you know, and that will make me very happy. And then I should be able to get up to my little happy place. Phew. I am getting attention or support from, I hate to say it, but the health service. You know, my knees are collapsing, my shoulders are not great, my ankles are not great, and I fell over here a couple of days ago just walking Ruby, which is my joy daily, usually, and I couldn't cut the grass yesterday in my back garden, which is like a handkerchief. It's so tiny, I just couldn't do it. My knee kept falling out. But I am getting some medical support, and I have had some good stories. A friend of my son's, his brother got belatedly diagnosed with Lyme's disease, which is what they're looking into with me now. And his brother's a new person. He's gone back to work. He's come off disability. His wife and children are ecstatic, and he's got a new lease of life. So I'm not giving up. You know, I thought I had ciprofloxacin damage from Cavan General, and it's really terrifying for abuse survivors, you know, hate to say it, targeted individuals, MK Ultra survivors, to go into hospitals, because other than having supreme faith and prayer covering, you don't know if you're going to come out alive. But I'm going to give it another whirl, you know, and see if they can fix me up, because I feel too young at 67 to just roll over. I really do. If I can't cut my grass or walk my dog, I remember my father being in this, you know, and he was a wicked man, but sorry, apologies for trauma bonding. But my father was offered, when he was 85, to have his legs straightened and just be put on painkillers for the rest of his life. Well, he actually lived until he was 95, 6 days off 96. And right up until the end, he loved to walk, maybe not walk the dogs, but at least go and feed the horses, you know. And it's like, if you had confined my father to a pin in his leg and painkillers. I had a 93-year-old neighbour next door to me in Stonham Parva in Suffolk, and he said to me, Angela, I don't go by the years, I go by the seasons, and I go by my garden, and the day I can't tend my garden, I will just turn my face to the wall. And literally, when he could no longer cut the grass or run his vegetable plot or grow his sweet peas, he literally just turned his face to the wall and died, age 95. What a lovely man. He used to cut my grass for me, aged 85, with a rollie. He used to have a crate of Guinness delivered every week, and he used to smoke rollies, tobacco. And he used to walk up and down my 1/3 of an acre garden, cutting the grass in his vest with a rollie hanging out of his mouth, and deliver me like rhubarb or green beans or whatever he'd harvested, and in return I would just send him round a meal or a rhubarb tart or a Sunday dinner or whatever. It was so lovely, you know. But I just loved the way he said, when I can't just enjoy nature anymore, I'll turn my face to the wall. And that has to be the happiest death, when you just say, okay, I'm done, you know. So I think at 67 I'm probably too young to be done. So I'm praying, and I'd appreciate your prayers too. Oh, it's so beautiful here. I'd appreciate your prayers too for yet another recovery from really brutal medical injuries, so that I can enjoy my acre of land out in Crosstrom and leave an inheritance for my children's children. There's a proverb that says a good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, not just your children. Everybody should try and leave something to their children. But if you want to live a godly life, you leave an inheritance for your grandchildren too. All right. I wish I could show you how beautiful the wind is. Look at that, it's so stunning. So beautiful. All right, God bless people. I will get back in the saddle. I will. I wish I had somebody came to help me. But I'm very grateful for one of my children and his fiancée helping me. And another of my children visiting. Look at that. How beautiful is that? You know, I'm grateful. We have to be grateful. That is so stunning. I'm even grateful to the new parish priest. He hasn't evicted me yet. And congratulations to Peter Caffrey for getting elected, and Johnny Gurk for highlighting the lack of care with integrity for the elderly, sadly amongst which I qualify, and grateful for the carers that have been good to me. And, you know, we practice gratitude. Look at that. That's so stunning. All right, God bless people.